We've just done a test of diagnostic systems, the X-Tool D7 and the Topdon, which was given to us quite a while ago. Anyway, the Topdon didn't come up quite as a spec as the D7, but they may be able to regain themselves, because I was sent this, a TB6000 battery charger and tester. Now look, this is a beta model, so you can't buy it in the shops yet. So this is going to be an interesting test, because I've already used it and I was impressed of what it did. And we used it yesterday on a Range Rover which had a battery problem. The battery tested out perfectly, but also it can test your charging system on the car. But you need to have a smartphone. I've got 2 messages. Wait a minute, I'm not going to look at them. Where is it now? So, we need the app, and it's Bluetooth, and it's connected straight away because I've used it before. Clamps, it's telling me straight away that the clamps are not connected. So, I'm going to test this battery here, this Motormaster Nautilus, which is the negative, that one, there's the positive, and that's the negative. Straight away we see it's got 12.3 volts on here, so that's good. Now we can do a couple of things with this, because we can charge this battery, but we will also test its state of health. Now this is really important, because you can have a fully charged up battery but it's not very good. Now this battery I know has been frozen for a few years, and I use it as a test battery because it's got screw terminals on the top. So using this little app here, we're going to go to, oh, it's going to go off. Right, so we're going to go to testing options, and then we'll see battery test here. Alright, so battery standard, we have to put the cold cranking thing in it. What is this one now? Cold cranking. It's maritime cranking, reserve cranking. 675. So we're going to go back here. 675. Save that. Next. So is it any good? Oh, there's a red line on there. The battery needs to be replaced. So it says here, battery type regular flooded, battery standard CCA cold cranking amps, battery rating 675, state of health 27%, state of charge 60%. I know this is a little bit flat, but so even if your battery is fully charged, it still doesn't mean it's healthy. Now that's a pretty good test, but yesterday when we were testing the Range Rover, we found out we could do a charging test. Now I can't do it here because we haven't got a car, but the charging test was really impressive, because you do several different stages. First of all you clip the TB6000 to your battery, just leave it, just turn the ignition on, and then you press a button to check that, and then you turn on as many things as you can, start the engine. You know, you turn your lights, your heater on, everything on, start the car, press a button, and then do the same again, but with the test it again with the heater and the lights off, and then it will do a comparison and work out what the charging is and the charge rate. Now that's more than a regular battery charger will do, so I was more than impressed with that. But we can also do features on here. Oh, has it gone to sleep now? Yeah, where have we gone? Here. I hate that feature. We've got quick charging. So we've got different options to charge this battery up. We've also got, I'm going to go find it again, smart charging. So if we do smart charging, it'll pre-test the battery. There you go. What's it doing? It's uploading. and you'll come up with a nice little sort of a graph there. It'll tell you how many amps it's putting into it. You can put up here current and voltage. It's great, a great little thing. It does, oh wait a minute, I think it, wait a minute, does it do something else? I can't remember what it does. But there you can see the charge is going up. We can leave it for a little while, but I want to do a stop charging this one and have a look at this battery here, because this has been left out for a long time. I don't know what this one's like, so before we mess about charging it, we're going to test it. But what other thing I could say with this device, what it will do, it will try to desulfate a battery. So it'll try to bring as much life back into it again by taking the sulfur off the plates. Does it work? Not sure. I've had other battery chargers say they do that. But this is sort of like more visible of what it's doing. Now it's a handy dandy thing to have, and again it connects instantly to your smartphone with the Bluetooth. But if you ain't got a smartphone, well, you're kind of stuck, because you can't see any other well, you can see a readout on here, but you can't change the functions. You need a phone. And it also works on Apple as well, so that's pretty good news. So let me stop this and change the battery over. Right, we've connected it up properly this time because it had a bit of a rusty nut. I think we've all had that problem. Anyway, so we're going to confirm it there, and we're going to do a battery test, because now we can see 12.2 on the machine. Test it. Battery needs to be replaced. 660 cold cranking amps. State of health 0. State of charge 47%. It's got 34 cold cranking amps in it. Hardly enough for an electric car, is it? You wouldn't be using that on your Tesla. Internal battery voltage 12.28. Internal resistance 88.2 milliohms. Is it milliohms? Microohms? What's that? Is that milliohms?
Yeah.
Milliohms, that's it. Microohms, it would be microohms, wouldn't it? So, now this is a lovely little thing about this, because you can save the data. So if we save it, we can sort of try and charge it. If it charges, we can come back to this. Oh, you can share it as well with your friends if you've got any. There was another little testing options. There was something else that it would do. Quick charging. Oh, smart charging here. So let's set this battery on. It says 12 volt 6 amp normal. 12. So what we're going to do is switch it on to 12 volt repair and see if that works. Start charging. Now this is a thing that I found out when I was using this in the very beginning, because I've had this for a few weeks but I've never quite got around to doing a video. You don't need to be sat on top of the machine whilst it's charging with your phone. Alright, you can go and watch porn or whatever you want to do somewhere else, but you can walk away, and once this machine's set, you come back with your phone and then you can alter the options. So, but this will try and desulfate that battery if it's possible. But we'll go and have a cup of tea. We'll come back and see what this does, because it'd be kind of interesting. And it will shut off when it's charged, I hope. Let's see what happens. Now, what is the news? Well, that's the news. Red. And it says, and this is the strangest thing. It says here that the state of health is 0. But the battery is fully charged. So I don't know what that means. But you can probably see down on the bench here a couple of interesting things. It's been leaking acid onto the bench. You can see where it's eaten away the galvanised. Also, the machine is showing error 4. I don't know what that actually means. But because I live upstairs, the Bluetooth would still work upstairs. So it has been charging. That's not a problem. But it does detect a bad battery. That's where I'm trying to get at. But how bad is it? We know it's bad on that one. But what about our old favourite here, the solar? Will that test? if it's a bad battery. So we're going to disconnect this, take it from the mains first, then off here. Let's swing this around. But like I say, I knew this was a bad one. We left it overnight to do like a battery repair, but obviously it was too far gone. And it stinks of acid. So let's have a look at this and see what the solder says. It says it's 12.66 volts. Alright, 12.66 volts. Enter. Lead acid, cold cranking amp. What do we say it was? 660. Oh, that's not too bad. Oops. So 660. Let's do a test. Bad. Now this says it's got 256 cold cranking amps. The other said it was virtually nothing. So let's have a look now with this old beast. This will put load onto the battery and really sort it. I don't use this one now so much, but we'll give it a go. Right, so we've got here 12 and a bit volts, and it says it's okay. You know, it says it's all in the okay bit. Right, yeah, in fact, if I can read it properly. But this will test alternators and all sorts. So we're going to turn it up. Put some load onto it. It's been a long time since I've used this. I think it has to go into the green. There's the amps coming up. And you can see it smoking now. You see? So when it goes onto there, that's showing it's got 400, nearly 500 amps. Weird. The Topdon said it was, so the Topdon said it was fully charged, but the state of health was very poor. This one is stating that it's got 500 amps in it, even though it's 600. And this was stating it had 250 amps in it. Bizarre, eh? But it's not fully charged. So make of that as you will. You know, that's a very, very strange phenomenon. Let's put this back on. Ooh, they're a bit warm. Let's put the Topdon back on, and after that, so it's connected. Battery test. Next. Battery needs to be replaced. See, that's the weirdest thing. Now the battery health has gone up to 7% where it was 0 before. State of charge 87%. So there's been a few percentage drop because we put the load tester on. But would it start a car? Hard to say really, because it's got the damn wrong terminals on this thing. See here? But where did the acid come from? I don't know. Was there a hole in the battery? Has it got any acid in it? I don't know. So, does the Topdon work? I don't know. Should we try it on a known good battery? That would be a test, wouldn't it? Well, as you can see here, we're on the Yaris because the Defender battery is a bit difficult to see, you know, being under the seat, so we thought we'd check the Yaris one, but of course the information about the battery is hidden under the clamp. This battery was replaced a few years ago because the old Toyota battery only lasted 12 years. It's not good enough. So we've got the machine switched on and it's showing 12.6 volts on there. Now also with this tester here, whilst we're all connected up, we can actually do a test and test the charging system as well and go through the process of showing you how to do it. So let's have a look. Let's go on to next. What's it doing? Can you see? This battery needs to be replaced. 550 cold cranking amps, state of health 70%, state of charge 100%. Now, isn't that odd? Because this has been no problems whatsoever. So, is it finding things that's not there? That's what I'm trying to say. So let's go back and battery test next, just to double check. Battery needs to be replaced. Now we want to save that. We can take a photo. It takes a photograph of the information. That's good. So let us now go into charging test. Now charging test, I'll have to read it out because it's kind of complex. Checks the health of the battery's charging system. Test results include load voltage, no load voltage, and ripple data. I don't know what that is. Only supports 12 volt lead acid battery tests. The clamps must be connected to the battery to perform a test. Connect the red clamp to the battery's positive pole and the black battery to the battery's negative pole. Socket connection is not required for the battery charging and cranking test. I don't know what that means. Next, start vehicle. Good idea. I have to put another gasket on the exhaust again. Never mind. Right, so start vehicle, turn off all electronics. Step 3. Okay, so next step. Turn off all the electrics and start the vehicle. Press confirm to continue. Next. Keep all electronics off and increase the engine speed to 2,500 RPM and hold it, and then press confirm to continue. After the test results appear, release the throttle. Next it says turn on the electronics, headlamps, air conditioning, etc., and press confirm to continue. And there's the test results. It says normal charging voltage, no load voltage is 14.57, load voltage is 14.3, ripple is 54 millivolts. Save. So the charging's working. Now, it also says cranking test. Let's turn this off. Right, cranking test. Auxiliary detection of the battery's health. Test results include start time and voltage test. Only supports 12 volt lead acids. The clamps must be connected. Oh yeah, we've got that. Right. Oh, don't remind me again, we know. Turn off all electronics, start vehicle. And then next. So it says normal cranking voltage, 9.63, cranking time 1181 milliseconds. Well, it actually would have been quicker if I'd not fannied about so much. So we can save that. There we go, photo saved. Shut the door because it beeps. Now! The question is it good? Is it worth buying? I don't know. Obviously it's got some sort of intelligence worked into the little box. The only thing I don't like about it is having to use your phone. I would have liked a screen on the actual machine itself, and also I would have liked, I don't know if this is a bit picky, but some sort of hook you can hang the machine on, because if it's on the floor it's going to get kicked about. Yeah, there's so many different types of chargers. What's your feelings on it? Is it any good? It seems to be detecting that big black battery on the bench was bad, but it still had 500 amps in it out of a 660 amp battery. I know that's down, but it's enough to start a car, I would have thought. Tell me your thoughts on that one, because I'm sort of a little bit confused by everything. But I mean, if it starts a car, it's good enough for me. But it's funny how a battery can have a full charge, but the health is down. That needs looking into. See ya.